Absolutely insane. Frick Curry. Welcome to the stream, Frick Curry 2020. Just watching the quick match between Dreamcast and Hugh Clock. I didn't do the filter correct on Dreamcast's name. Let me just fix that real quick. And Pico. It is, in fact, Loki casting. I've provided an environment of no mammo hating. Because if you join the chat known as Guitar Walk, YOLO, Dreamcast with a classic, 4 mages. Looking to build that box. Who'd win in a 1v1 Loki versus Guitar Walk? Probably me, because Guitar Walk would just complain about my mammo all the time. Even though, obviously, mammo is trash. Seems to be 4 mages for U-Clock too, but he's not running Tsula, which is interesting. He ran the mages, but not the Tsula. By far one of the most bizarre things I've seen. Oh yeah. And the Gran. Excellent big brain strategies. I'm looking at this right now. Does this look like more than 9 units? Because it does to me. Even though it is just 9 units, this looks like a lot of units. And I really don't know what... Is he gonna stuff the mid lane with the Cecilia here? Because if not, then he might be in a little bit of trouble. Mammon up front, pretty smart. With the nullifier buff ban. What is U-Clock going to retaliate with? It better be a CC up front. It does in fact look like a box, but for some reason the 9 units laid out in this formation makes it look like more than 9 units. U-Clock is thinking, but one of these units either is Ludmilla, which U-Clock doesn't have, or Cecilia up front to block this. I'm surprised Dream didn't put his own Cecilia here. Can all these 3 units take the Velfern hit? Velfern 12? I guess it's kind of weak. That's all I'll say. Alright, it's starting now. I mean, take it off of 3 times speed. And there's the buff. Galania on 5 targets. Tula into the mage chain. Mammo up front. And it's not... Wait, what? Wait, what's happening? CC's in second? Am I the idiot? Wait, did I miscalculate here? I guess it's true that CC probably can't survive the Mammo hit. But like, what else are you gonna do? You can really only pray. And there's the entire lane that's wiped. Whoa, I don't know, man. I don't know what he thought was gonna happen. This is looking like a straight clap by Dreamcast Gaming. I kind of... I'll be honest, I didn't prepare for this stream at all. I just, like, came in with my new equipment. And I barely got into this game, too. I was trying to watch some other game with JR, but JR didn't appear, so I had to jump into this game last minute. Wait, does UClock actually win this? I'm actually, like, baffled. Because to me, it looked like the UClock was going to lose. UClock lost, like, 3 units straight to Nardis. But I guess it doesn't matter, really. And he's out of a shield. What is she going to do? 0 damage to the Levia in the bot lane. Damn. Dreamcast of gaming. Losing to UClock. UClock didn't even use Sula here, which is pretty nuts. Looks like half my votes already disappeared in the first round. Karopi didn't get eliminated. Congratulations, Karopi. You really done did it. Where is, She clapped. Where is, Where's Saint? By the way. Am I just blind? Is Saint even in one of these brackets? Oh, here he is. He made it. He won by default. I guess I'm watching him and Delkel next. Should I watch Guitar Rock stream and then commentate over his commentary? Or should I just watch Saints game all the way to the end? Keck. Karopi or Riot? Alright, if I can get like 3 more people to say that, then I'll do it. 2,080 peeps. Did I vote for Pooh Zero? Did I lose a vote here? Or did I big brain and vote for... I don't know who I've even voted for in that bracket. Oh wait, what the I voted for Fatty? Even though Fatty said he wasn't gonna show up? My brain is huge. Billiam is in the chat. That is straight flexing. Let's see what Guitar Rock is saying about the stream.
and the Death Guard only lose 1 count. Yep, the Death Guard only lose 1 count. It will always only lose 1 count. I think you're confused with Seto? Am I right? Lucius and Seto is a bit different. For Seto's one, it instantly one-shot Seto because of how the Graves work. Each Graves count as individual, but it's not a multi-hit. Velfen is not a multi-hit unit.
Mechanical keyboard, yeah.
One time versus Velfen.
Interesting. He's actually, Guitar Rock is actually trying to teach the people in chat how it goes. I'll be honest, Alzi, I'm just here to watch Saints games. Let me see. I'll at this guy right now. What is Saints like name? Is it Linbot? Is that him? Or did he change it? Where is this guy? Study, study, study. Yeah, but like, what's his name on Discord? Also, I voted for Selka. Lamau. And then Selka didn't show up. SS Law. Great. I sent him like a stupid ass message. Man is casting his laptop. All right, well, I still will probably watch Saints games. This is pretty lit. And pretty lit, I mean not lit at all. I feel like next tournament is going to be the more hype one because everyone will actually have Octos built. Or am I just wrong? I haven't seen like anyone with like a lot of Octos. Other than maybe like Mitsu. Look at this dude. Never mind. This guy's dog hole is fucking stacked. What is up with this guy? Can you win a tournament just because you have all the Octos? Plus 15. His entire board is just Octos. And also Obscurus Octos. This guy's crazy. This guy's absolutely crazy. Yes, you can win. Alright, well, I guess Thanksgiving UA is a bit... Yeah, I mean, I'm not the official stream. Like, if you want to... There's like 70 people watching Guitar Rock right now. I'm just streaming because I heard Saint wanted me to... Saint wanted me to stream for Christmas UA. Wow, thanks, Ozzy. That is very kind of you. I don't know. Different, like, it's a different vibe. Christmas Eve. Oh, I can join the group now. Let's join up the game. Dalco. Christmas Eve. Yeah, I don't know about the Christmas UA either. I wasn't actually gonna do the Christmas UA because it's Christmas. Is it on Christmas Eve or is it like on the 31st? Because if it's on the 31st, I can probably make it. Because that's technically the last Thursday of the month. Alright, let's take a look at these boxes real quick. I'm like being distracted by the frog chat. Let's see. Dalco. I'm like not surprised at Dalco's box. I don't think I can see any of these boxes yet for some reason because because they haven't played yet. They haven't played, so their information's not in. Dalco definitely has the better units. That's just obvious from just looking at all the rank boosted. Only two not rank boosted is the guy that doesn't die and the chick that doesn't care. Its memo up front is interesting. I guess that is better than putting Mamo like really close. Better than putting Mamo like really close into the Galania range. Because I'm pretty sure it's just these four get Galania'd. New Year's Eve, yeah, I agree. That's like also very sketch. But at least I can possibly like, be existing. I wonder if anyone would actually like watch B9 on New Year's Eve. It doesn't make any sense. I have 7 people in this. There's no way. Well, for those of you tuning in, welcome to the stream. Even though I'm not the main streamer, I somehow have 7 viewers. Pretty insane. Let me send this in the other chat as well. Just 1 minute left on the clock before I watch Saint. Before I watch Saint win this game. I'm semi hopeful that Saint will pull it off. I'm pretty sure Saint is streaming this to his parents. And if so, welcome. Hello, Saint, and your parents. Is Guitar Rock just watching Karopi over and over again? Three seconds left on the clock. All right, let's get this show on the road. I'll start my music back up now. Forgot to turn that back on. All right, Dalco versus Saint. Keck Pain. Well, welcome, Kropi. Good luck on your next match. Dalco starts, and a box full of Octos, fully rank boosted, plus a lot of hard-hitting mages. Missing the soul gear on that Nardus. Maybe it's just 1+. Can't really tell. It's going to be a tough matchup for Saint, yeah. Dalco's box is just straight up like twice as strong. Although Dalco doesn't really, isn't really invested in any strong taunters, he does have the Albion, which like pseudo gives anyone he wants taunt. Although I don't know if that's technically wise to just throw that straight up in the first round. Top lane Nardus, pretty smart, runs it down the board. And then Nardus is going to hit hard. Plus 14 Nardus. Insane scalings. Plus charges every turn. What is it that Nardus really gets after like plus? Is it just the scaling and like additional tankiness? Yeah, it seems like it. I mean, he's thinking. I don't think he's gonna just throw his arena form down. But I mean, it'd probably be the same units though. It's the survival buff that gets buffed. That makes a lot of sense. Dalco's thinking, man. Only a 3-part, 2 mages. Galania. Everyone's running Galania now after last tournament. I guess everyone's had the time to really hard match, says Saint. Yeah, good luck. And there's the Tula. I mean, not the Tula. The Albion. I thought it was going to be Tula there. Side by side on the deck list. Saint's got some interesting formation, too. Just 3 mages in a triangle. I'll be honest, since the new Octos drops, a lot of more interesting formations. Is all I'll say about it. Hard match. Tula is dropped right into the Valze. What's it gonna... Is it Velfern blocking and then the Valze sack? Is that what I'm seeing right now? I'm still wondering who... Or is Albion gonna... Like, who is Albion taunting here? Is it just to, like, to bait out... Is it being used to bait out a Ventana for, like, an empty? I guess it is a 1-for-1 trade, and then Ventana's useless. He's not gonna fall for it, though. It's just gonna be Valze. And you can't really taunt here. Like, it doesn't... The Valze 15, the squares are just so devastating. And so, because the Albion's kind of a dead drop here. Because to do anything here with an Albion literally just invites Valze. Although I guess it would be a Valze first. It's a little bit of a mistake. Because he literally... Dalco goes first, but chains right into Valze. So, theoretically, you can have someone here to soak it. Cecilia Sack is alright, I guess. And then, if you put somebody... Dalco 3 mages and a Tula. Yeah, he miscounted. I guess the defense buff is still there. It's hard to really say exactly what Saint's going to do as an answer. But Saint does have the attack buff, at least. The Valze's not going to get anything. The Valze is going to... Yeah, this is a semi-weak Valze. It does have the... It does have the one part crit ability boost, but without the permanent boost that isn't strippable, Valze doesn't really hit anything here. It's gonna be empty onto Celia, but Celia's still gonna die here, isn't she? I don't think this Valze misses this kill. Yeah, and it is gonna be an empty Albion. It's just too much. Yeah, it is removable. Oh, no. The aura is not, is what I was trying to say. Oh, and Celia lives it! This Valze is so weak right up to the front. Although the Tula dies to the Mamo. That was surprising. And he's biting on it. This is 2x speed. It feels slower. The game itself feels slower. And he lives it. He's gonna regen with the survival. Backline is dead. Yeah, the Celia aura, just so strong. And I cannot believe it. Saint didn't have 2 defenders. Oh, I must have miscounted there as well. It just, Sula is so difficult to use. And there's, I don't know, there's nothing much Saint can really do against Dalkle. The box is just so big. I guess there is still hope, a little bit of hope. But the box is just so big. Also, that chains effect is very, yeah. No, that matchup is way too hard. The box is just a little too devastating. Right out of the gate. Hey, Adam Fang won, though. Half my votes are, like, just wrong. Straight up. Yeah, right after Octo's patch, it's, I don't know, it's not gonna fly. Twas a tough match. R.I.P. Saint. Leth is still in it. Maybe I'll watch Leth versus CC here. You guys remember when Leth said that he couldn't play? That he, like, needed to, like, he was at his parents' house. And no one voted for him because he told us that he wasn't going to win. But I believed in him. I believed that he would show. He would exist. Yeah, I didn't change up Leth either. Even though he said he wasn't going to be here. He told me to vote for Curry, and then Curry didn't show up either. Got a nice pair. ASMR pair. That I'm going to mute my mic for. There's a lot less stress on me when I'm not the official streamer. I can just do whatever I want. Was LZ just like straight in this chat and he just won a game? Oh, yeah, bye. I was wondering. I was like, this man's typing in my chat and he's playing his match, but he just didn't get to play. Straight bye. Lucius did too. I'll watch Leth's game though, because if Leth is here, I'll watch his game. I still don't know who Frick Curry is. There's so many people that Frick Curry that I straight up can't tell who this is. Because Gropey's already in here. Or was. Lan is here. Pico is here. Who is Frick Curry? BTC? That makes a lot of sense. Everyone freaking Curry in 2020. CC. I'll watch the CC versus Left match. I was told to vote for CC. Left has a devastating box too. He built the Alec. 15 Alec gender bend skin. Man is off the cuff. Man is straight off the cuff. Never seen this guy build Alex so fast. And he also has, like, all of the other Octos. Like, what happened? Did this guy whale too? Or did he just have, like, a million currency? And the Grand is 14 too. His box looks more busted than Dalco's box. What is happening? And Lethal wasn't going to show with his box? He's like one of the best boxes I've seen so far. Did you say 130k diamond? You still have to get semi-lucky with that, though. Leather's a big whale. CC too. I mean, that's a sizable box as well. I don't like her form. I don't like his form as much, but all the units that you'd expect to be boosted are boosted. 2 minutes. GC Yoshi made it too. Does GC also have like a really good box going into this? Or is he just winning off his UA strategy? He does have a lot of built. Seems like everyone except for me saved. I just like didn't care. I just built Alec and that's it. Probably smarter to save or whale. But I have no money. Cropey. I mean, obviously I'm going to see 15s in Cropey's box. Team Seto popped off? Yeah, I agree. Atrax. Didn't we just pick up Atrax? Or am I tripping? He's still in Showtime. I guess he didn't leave yet. Leaving, probably joining at the end of the season, question mark. After War 1. Yeah, that's a straight feels bad. I agree. I'll be honest, I feel like everyone so far has just ran Galania. Have I seen like a match without Galania yet? I guess Galania is just too OP for this tournament. I've been kind of debating whether or not to finish my Galania 15. Doesn't really give that much. Or as much as I thought it would give. I should say. Oh, and the match is updated. Let's watch his left match. Is Leth in? Please tell me Leth is in. They're both in. Has CC just gotten a bye all the way to the... Because I don't have any match data. All right. Yeah, CC just got to buy straight up until this. So I have like no info on the box. Let me down these. Leth is just like loyal. Leth is straight loyal to this Angelica pick. Haven't seen a match without it. I have 8 viewers in the chat. Welcome. 8 currently watching. Although only 3 people in here if it counts. Welcome to the stream. Angelica isn't even rank boosted. Yeah, he had to do it to the Alec. I did it too. I don't know if he followed suit on what I did. Are my Alec runes better than his? Hard to tell. About the same actually. I boosted my Valze and I boosted my Alec. Yeah, we have like the same box except he just has better units. Asmode. Man is like a straight Asmode worshipper. Boosted that. Boosted Galania too. It's just this buff that gets buffed in 15, right? Interesting. 200% is not bad, actually. That's like so insane. 140 support. I mean, crit damage per stack. 5 stacks, you know. Boosting Asmode to like 1,000 crit. That's kind of like insane. But will I get to see it this match? Does Angelica really like even take care of anybody in this new patch? Or is he just including her because she's waifu? Because like 135% enemies max HP damage, I don't know if that's like really good. Mamo? Takes care of Mamo? I guess since Mamo only has like 200%, right? Oh, 300%. 300% shield before popping. I guess it is kind of an answer. Keck Mamo. Why run Angelica when you can just run Alec? XD. I'm like kind of scared. I can't tell if Leth is actually here. Like his portrait is lit up, but doesn't necessarily mean. The chill 40 seconds before descending into madness. Have you guys finished the new Octo story? I've been trying to do it, but I like gave up halfway. It's like final season. I realized I had to do like 40 chapters. I didn't do any of the very hard chapters in campaign 1. So I did all those first. Oh, the match is starting. And we'll see who goes first. So hope I don't DC. It is going to be Leth first. Let me change the order of this. Yeah, it does feel like going first is better this patch. You just get more of your attacks off. I feel like everyone just... The more Octos that get to move, Just the overall, like, you're just stronger. Move the names over here so they can be seen to a better degree. There we go. And you can still see the turn order. There we go. The logo's back too. Galania Valve, yeah, I agree. It's kind of hard to kind of difficult to deal with it. Although Valze does it fine. Valze is one of my answers to Galania Valve, because the kill is pretty free, especially with Valze 15 rank max boosted. I think that's one of your answers, because Alec doesn't really do the job there. But if Velf is not in a Valzeable position, you have to allocate so many resources, or sacrifice CC. I like the way it's stacking up. Galania Valve Asmode. It's a hard formation to crack, and it's gonna be an Alec first, and you have to respect the Alec. No one is running. I think it's a mistake that no one's running Jhin. But also, who else can really tank this? It's a little bit scary because CC actually doesn't have a box that is suited to dealing with Alec. I guess you can, if you're gonna sack anybody, you might as well sack the one that gets supposed to be sacked. Does Archon deal with it if you have max HP boosted? I don't know. I feel like Alec does max boosted. Alec has a ton of attack. I guess if you had 4 point something K, you could live it. But even then, there's 6 turns of bleed out. My Alec can hit for about 40k, just with the direct. Or more. A little bit more than that, probably. You need a 50k Archon. And you would need to net a kill. You need 6 turns. You need 6 turns worth of bleed out of plus 15 Archon to deal with that. And I'm liking what I'm seeing from Leth. I think Leth can take it. I think Leth can straight take this bracket. CC really doesn't have after CC tanks this this Alec hit. It's a plus 15 Helga, sure, but after CC tanks this Alec hit, what's gonna happen? Alec, unless Alec dies round 2, which is probably not gonna happen. Yeah, this is gonna be taken care of. And it's a plus 9 Valfern. So behind Valve, he's gonna put his own Valze behind. I would have liked it 1 square back, because the enemy Valze can still take this tile, and that would be so devastating to be hit by the back here. If this is a Valze right in the back, I think Leth is in a little bit of trouble, because he opens Alec. And it's going to bite, but I guess it's okay. Yeah, this is what I was afraid of, but I think it's interesting that he put it top instead of mid. Because I think mid would have sliced open this Velfern for free. Leth has no more moves. This is the formation that you're going to see. It's going to be this. It's going to be this into a normal hit. I don't know. We'll see what happens here. But Leth might just get gaped. It's a mistake. I think it's definitely a mistake to put Valze not 1 square back. But whether or not that'll actually matter in the long run. Yeah, Left's Velfern is not taken care of. That's the issue. The CC should have put Velfern where... Oh, it doesn't get any kills. It's just too weak. And there's the Alec trade. But, like, there's nothing really you can do. Left, I don't know. He really shouldn't have put his units in a line there. Yeah, the issue with the Valve hit there is, like, he doesn't have, like, a lot of offensive buffs. Like, if you look at who he was running there against CC was running, was it 4 mages? I couldn't remember if it was 4 mages or not. But it was with the Tula, and also he had the Helga buffing. And the issue with Velfern there is I think Velfern was only hitting with, like, I want to say 3-4 graves. Like, max total. Which I don't think is enough. I think you would need at least 7. 6, 7. To really see, like, a big increase in numbers. Also, like, none of the enemy team was really debuffed. Oh, Ozzy. Ozzy. So close, so close. But we're about to move on to group of 16, round of 16. Maybe I'll watch the Kropi match. Kropi versus GB. Seems fun. I have like 4 votes that are correct. Straight up 4 votes that are correct out of 16. Oh, out of 16. I was like, what round? How many players are there in the round of 16? 16 players. 5 head. That's just how it is. I guess that means you can watch the rest of the tournament in peace, Ozzy. Yeah, I'll watch this Kropi match next. A lot of just like I guess UA this time is just a like box difference. There are some players that don't have super whale boxes, but this time around, most players that are in the tournament either GM right now or Ruby. Shadowrite too? You have a box? It's alright. 11, 15, 15, 14. He's pretty stacked. I like cheese my way to Ruby yesterday just using Alec. I feel like Alec's still like a really strong answer against the Octos. Luckily, they didn't change the energy guards to defend against direct damage, or else I think the game would have been doomed. Because really, what else can you do against a Mammoth with 1000 shield, 1000 X shield? Ten viewers. Welcome to the stream. The viewer count just keeps getting higher. Welcome to the stream, everybody. I'm just chilling before the next round starts. I could probably, after this, I can watch matches. Because for some reason, the tournament doesn't let you watch any matches until round of 16, which doesn't make any sense. But I'll watch this Keroppi match first. I don't actually know how Keroppi really plays. This will be interesting. The classic unawakened Helga. No counter. No HP. Just a glass cannon bomb. Doesn't even do damage on the attack. Only 1k attack. I wonder if the runes actually really matter here. I guess it really doesn't. I guess you might as well run something offensive, so you have the off chance of killing somebody. But you can't receive buffs. I feel like maybe a fatal would have been better here. No, that really is hard to tell. I think Valze is really strong this patch. I'll be honest, I think Valze is like the strongest Octo. Also has the most uses. Now that she gapes defense. She has a little bit of trouble against high DR units. I actually think Valze has like issues, or will have issues killing like rank boosted, like good HP, good HP Cowleys. Cowley, I think, is like a pick that people might see play if people really care about rank boosting. Because I think with the DR, yeah, Mamo is really good. I don't know. Can someone tell me about this like Guitar Rock meme about him shit talking Mamo? Because this Mamo has like everything in her kit that you possibly want. She's a safe attacker. She hits 4 times. Her attack ignores DR. She reflects with nullify counter and buff ban. But like after being hit by a normal, which is such an insane timing. She's like the best nullifier counter timing in the game. And it's the best nullifier counter. She also doesn't die. She revives when she dies. And that happens before Galania, before Beliath. She's just the whole package. Like, I guess, like, I mean, you know, you need to allocate 2 units. There's no way to stop this unit from reviving using the Night of Death effect. I think it's a little bit misguided. Worships Grand. I mean, I can respect it if you like really like Grand. I can respect someone who likes Grand. Like Leth really likes Angelica. What is he eating? I'm eating a pear. I'm not the official streamer. I can. There's a lot less stress on me. I can just chill out here and really talk about tactics instead of Just keeping it a PG. Welcome though, Hyperize. Thank you for stopping by. But to watch this Kropi match. If you're a new player, get high impact dude like Velfern. I guess that's true. But is Velfern really that high impact until like plus 11, plus 12? Like he didn't change. Well, I mean, I guess he did change, quote unquote. But he doesn't really get like the big effects until later on. His energy shield is pretty weak before he gets like high. He gets to get Darkness Bash. I guess now he's like a little bit more tanky. If you have really good assault runes, which Master GB and Kropi have. Other Kropi's, yeah. Kropi also running the Angelica. Pretty interesting. Dealing with Gran. I feel like my chat is lagging. I don't know. I put it to low latency, and it feels like the chat is like moving hyper slow. Maybe my internet is just bad. But hopefully the stream isn't like suffering. Ghostly completes. Congratulations for completing all challenges. Is that for Evil Castle? I still haven't completed all the challenges for Evil Castle 70. I just never went back to do it with the right units. New Evil Castle floors are pretty easy, actually. I was like surprised. I was surprised that the new Evil Castle floors are so easy. Especially for Underground Evil Castle. Kropi's got this one. I think so as well. Their boxes are both pretty good. I like Master GB's tech options here, but I'm a little bit unsure of how good Elenir is. Since she kind of gets stuffed by like half the units in Kropi's box. Yeah, Memo can't really apply the pressure. It's very, very true. Memo doesn't really like do a ton of damage. But I think that's also because we play in an environment. Ghostly got Seto Amulet. Interesting. But we play like an environment where everyone has like maxed out units. But like if you really think about it, like as a newer player, who do you really have that deals with Mamo? You know? Like Levia, I guess. But she's still gonna survive that and live. Like, is Valfern really pressure if until you build him up? I think Mamo is pretty scary. I guess like a Mamo would lose against the Valfern, like in a 1v1. So I guess in that sense, Nardis? Yeah, I mean, Nardis is coming back now. Now that you really need people to wipe a lane. I don't think Nardis kills Mamo though, but Nardis can definitely take care of Valfern. Yeah, Mamo, that's true. Just stall until the energy barrier runs out. 2-part opener. The classic. Master GB. Coming out with the classic opening. How does Kropi respond to the classic 2-part? I'm just expecting her to drop every single mage she owns right on the board. Yeah, you can just stall Mamo, that's true. I guess I'm thinking more so in like a Guild War sense, because her shield survives for so long. Like it's not viable to you can't quote unquote stall it out for 65 turns unless you're unless you're okay with taking the 2-star. Nardus in the middle. I like Nardus in the middle because GB has shown that some of his threats are going to be placed in the mid. Just by virtue of having Galania and Levia. I guess you could have... Yeah, okay, Master GB can still swing top, which is probably 100% the smart play. I like that he placed Galania after Levia so he can have a little bit more flexibility about where he wants to place the lane. He can place it bot lane to have some Galania be protected by herself. He can go top lane. And yeah, Master GB is definitely really setting up top lane here. The Galania Grand Cheese. I think it's like just like nobody actually runs defense Grand anymore. Since all these new, units now just ignore defense. It's pretty interesting. Coming out with the new Octos like definitively changes Grand's build, or like the viability of variations in her build. Because I don't think it's like I don't think it's like viable at all anymore. Master GB opening up with the Grand taunt, and that's interesting because yeah, Kropi responds correctly here, just placing 4 mages and then busting out the Valze. This with the aura buff and the support buff, this Velvern is straight dead. There's like nothing you can do. And Galania is going to be stripped before because of Valze's Nullify. I guess Valze nullifies herself on the main target and then won't have the crit ability boost. But I think just having the aura buff is enough here. Plus he has Galania buff on it. Which means the Kropi can really play more aggressively with her squares. Cecilia would help a lot. For GB or for Kropi here? I mean, GB is not running it. Since Kropi can put Cecilia down mid, but it's kind of just a dead draw. I would still consider it, yes. But I think you can stuff it with a better answer. GB doesn't run. Yeah, GB doesn't run here. So, I mean, yeah, that's like up to your box decision. GB has some interesting answers. I think he definitely could have cut the Elenir, and we're going to start the match here. But we're going to see exactly what I think we're going to see. There's the buff chain, but all these buffs are going to disappear right off of this. Right off of this, Velfern, right as the Valze swings. Yeah, and that's a dead Velfern. There's nothing you can do against it. Mamo actually loses a lot of her HP to the Gran. I wonder if you have like more HP on Gran, if you can actually kill through the Mamo shield with herself. And there's the mid lane. Just swiping to take care of one target, that's pretty good. Devastating Celia. Kava says, Uwu, welcome. Uwu to you. And that was like no contest. I don't know. The Gran opening for a first player is like not correct. I think starting first is so strong this patch, but you can't start with a taunt. Or at least don't start with a taunt that like puts your Velfern in danger. Because Velfern's also like a really big player too. Yeah, GB got straight toasted. Man, give him. Croppy is really busting it out. Sweat emoji. Karo, pretty big brain. Yeah, Karo's just too intelligent. I'm gonna watch some of these other matches. Shadowrite match. Let's watch it. I got some time. Kara says Keck weird. It's true. Okay, so we're just gonna watch this match really quick. Galania, is this Galania on solo grand? Is that what I just saw coming from Daya? I guess that's like kind of like that's better. That's better than putting your grand right with all of your other units. That's kind of sad because it just gets eaten. And then what, you know? Ventana hits, and there's the buff ban. And you're not gonna kill anybody. Or I guess you get the one, the Celia. That's pretty big. But this is still. Oh, and the Velfern loses shield just off of the memo. Very, very strong. I'm actually kind of surprised. And there's the top trade. But does Dia have anything right here to take care of this grand? Yes, there's the Levia still. Mid lane memo gonna get popped. Velfern eats into nothing, right? Bites straight into granite. And that's the issue. Shadowrite just, I don't know, starting Gran is such a weird opening. And even if your Gran is 15, I don't think it's the right choice. Because now like you don't have anybody to really take care. Like if your mid lane gets clapped, if all of your units that take care of Gran get clapped, it doesn't matter if you start Gran. And that Galania buff early meant nothing. Because he runs Asmode. And Asmode eats right through it. Not gonna do damage to that, yeah. But defense ignoring enemy's current HP. Yeah, actually that's interesting now that it's enemy's current HP. Because it makes Mammoth's 1 HP survival really, really good. Yeah, there's nothing else that you can really do here. Yeah, Gran is still very, very good. I wouldn't say Gran is useless. Well, like Gran is gonna be like Gran can still tank a lot of big hits, and also like deals with Mamo, Walls Mamo, Wells Velfern with low graves. So important to have. I think the 6Ds. I think the point is that the 6Ds are supposed to, like, at least lore wise, supposed to counter. Go Shadowrite. Yeah, Shadowrite taking it home. Yeah, Seto loses like 50% of his HP just to like a Mamo like trade of 2 hits. 2 on Mamo's hit. The lore analysis. Yeah, I mean, yeah, Shadow's doing well. Yeah, I read like part of the lore. At chapter 28, they kind of reveal like the reason the Octos are so weak. They kind of like nerf the Octos in lore, which is why the Octos like don't automatically kick everyone's ass. Like the Octos still couldn't fit through the portal, so the compromise was that Alchitane summons the Octos into homunculus bodies, so they're not at full strength. Maybe like 1/10 of the strength. So out of the 4 Octos that come out of the portal, you're really only fighting 1/10 of the Octos. I don't think it's weird that the legendary Octos are the strongest units. But although it does make it hard for new players. And it's hard to like really choose, like have a diversity in choice. Because your picks are either gonna be the meta or they're gonna be counters to the meta. And there's not really a lot of units right now that do that. I'm hoping like next patch gives us some kind of answers. Not like a direct hard counter, but some more tools to deal with the Octos would be good. Units, I think we'll probably start to see units, or at least it might be correct to create more units that break energy shield or like do extra damage to guards, shields, etc. Because energy shield is kind of a, yeah, it's hard. It's a hard hurdle for newer players, like without a box to really deal with. Like, what is your answer? You get free Alec. And if you don't pick Alec, what's your answer? Right? Wait it out. But like, that's not really an option in Guild War. You have to beat it in 50 turns. You can't wait out Mammo's 65 turn shield number 1 and then 10 turn shield number 2. Put some stain in the meta. Elaborate what you mean by that. I'll watch this GC Yoshi match real quick. The music stopped. That's great. Yoshi opens up with 2 supports. I like the Goliath into Glania. I don't necessarily know if it's good because you're kind of like, it is like 2 revivals, quote unquote. Oh, like meta shift, yeah. I mean, I like that the new Octos deal with Seto very well, because Seto is kind of an issue, and you're kind of indirectly nerfing Seto by introducing the units that counter Seto. I don't know if, but yeah, in terms of this GC Yoshi pick, I don't know if 2 revives is like really good because they both are strippable, and so you're kind of putting all your eggs in one basket, and also you have 1 less unit that can revive. But this is a very aggressive opening from GC Yoshi, and CC catches it with Seto front. Am I seeing this wrong? Is he just okay with take? I guess he's okay with this. Remember when Seto killed Arena attacking? Yeah, those were great times when no one had to answer to Seto unless you had like Goliath. Just buy Goliath, you know? Pick up Goliath 1, stack it on your Christina. Welcome Tachi, by the way. Thank you for coming to the stream. I'm like kind of confused at this pick by CC. And like, what's gonna be the answer here? This Velfern is still gonna die, I think, to GC Yoshi's. Yeah, and there's just 2 dead, and then he heals to full. Like, what did you expect was gonna happen, CC? Both the revives are down, and so is Valze. I guess this Velfern gets to live. And the Velfern lives with 1 HP from the Glania. Revives again. Velfern is dead. Not looking good for GC Yoshi, though. all of a sudden. But this, Asmo can still eat right through this. But really, out of options. Yeah, Asmo no. Did Asmo not crit? Am I just wrong? Or is it just doing 0 damage? This is so sad to watch. No, I was saying Asmo, defense ignore. But I guess he just didn't crit the first time. Maybe I just missaw. Because I thought they changed Asmo to defense ignore. Let's watch this Adam Fang match. I've been... Asmode of gaming. Asmode top octo. As per Lethos of gaming. Asmode is the top octo. Look at this MILF. Best octo in the game, by the way. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But was unable to kill CC's Levia. Which is pretty tragic. Adam Fang and Center. A lot of people are using the slime. That's Rimuru as their portrait. Which I think is interesting. Yeah, the damage reduction, yeah. Max DR, pretty painful. Although Asmode, yeah, Asmode didn't really have enough crit damage. Maybe like one more Galania buff would have done it, but CC had like a really well placed Valze. CC's Valze was well placed. Killed both of the revival buffers. And then killed his Valze. I mean, GC Yoshi's Valze. In your opinion? I mean, Galania Asmode is like a round 2. Like, that's what I kind of meant when I said, like, you put your eggs in one basket. Galania Valze is Galania Asmode, it's kind of like a round 2 pick. Like, after you, or like a delayed usage. It's, you need to, like, wait until people die. And Galania gets suspicious drug. And then Asmode will pop off the wall. But really, there's no one in the game that seriously abuses Galania's crit damage. Like, it's nice to have, but, like, really? In terms of UA, at least, the powerful pieces that dominate right now don't really need the crit damage. Slime needs a rework. I'm okay if Slime doesn't get buffed at all. I won't lie with you. I think Slime is cool as a gimmick. But I don't think Slime, like, really needs to be OP. If they do a rerun of the event, I'd be okay with it. But since, like, most players don't get Slime, I'd be, like, excited to see, like, other collabs too. But I don't think collabs should be, like, game breaking. Yeah, they were bad, and I kind of like appreciated that they weren't, like, OP when they first dropped. They were just, like, kind of okay, and there were uses for the slime units. At least to some degree. But I'm glad they didn't do what they did with 7 Deadly Sins and made the 7 Deadly Sins units look really, really good. I'm, like, content with the slime characters are, I should say. Sui is game-breakingly powerful? Yeah, but Sui was a original character waifu. And I guess game-breaking, yes, in terms of, like, novice picks and some fringe picks, but, like, you wouldn't see, like, a very large amount of Sui in like the more competitive modes. I guess other than you, BTC, because you like love using Sui. Adam Fang standard. We're kind of back to the state of UA, I would say, like half a year ago, where first player has kind of an advantage, like an edge here if you use the right target. And yeah, it seems like Alec is like the go-to first swinger because it's not really easy to answer. And allocating yeah, they did 7 Deadly Sins, but I think it was a collab only in Asia. I don't know if the game was out by then, but the 7 Deadly Sins units were used in like Arena, and they were also used in a lot of World Boss. Like a lot of the units were really good for World Boss. I think if you look at some guides, like the old guides from like when the game first came out in Global, you can see that some of the guys that were more established, like Jinwoo's blog, did use 7 Deadly Sins units. And the answer to the Alec is going to be Seiren putting down the Lucius up front. I think it's interesting that he puts Lucius like early attacker. But I guess this is like, it's still kind of a sack unit. I don't know. Like, this is only slightly better than CC. And you kind of like, the issue is like now you can't afford to put anything in this square to catch Seto. And now that you've told your enemy that you're going to go Lucius first, he can just, the Adam Fang can just plop Seto. And this Nardus is dead. You don't have taunts that are fast enough. And you didn't put on Galania. Like, Seiren is not running Galania, which I'm very surprised about. But I think Adam Fang's like mid lane threat is just too much to answer. Seiren kind of, yeah, it is better than CC in most cases to put down the Lucius up front, but you're also like deadening 2 tiles. Like Lucius is a 3-tile unit, or at least you should like think about Lucius as a 3-tile unit against an Alec hit. But I guess either way, you're kind of losing the Nardus anyway. Especially since you put, like, Lucius is the right answer. Or probably the best answer that he has here. Because I guess Archon works too here. Archon would have been another good choice. But Seiren didn't look like he was really propped up to kill anyone. And without kills, Archon is just dead meat in 17 turns. Yeah, I mean, I don't think you'll find any of the collab units to be really, really OP. Hyperizer. Especially not now, anyway, but it's looking like Adam Fang is taking this. Seiren's order is like just 3 defenders is not going to be enough here. And where does the Sulag buff go? Nardus? I mean, he does have to do it start the first round, which is looking like it's not going to happen. Which is very scary. I guess the Ludmilla is a good tech here, though. I like it. I like it a lot. But there's two revives really just used, burned. And then Lucius goes, and now the Seto's gonna hit, and then the Nardus is dead, and now the mid lane is like not really answerable. Like, I guess you clear this one, but is an 8.6 Lud gonna kill? No, it's not. It doesn't even kill. It's kind of buffless. And there's the, yeah, like I think you need like 11k with Sula, like through the Grays. And then he heals to full. And then the backline loot is dead. And now you have no way. The loot didn't even kill this Asmode because of Galania buff. And there's really nothing you can do. Adam Fang just like ripped through Saren's entire form. The Alec is just really, really strong. Yeah, there's no way. And if makes it to round of 4 against CC, Aristina versus Karopi in the round of 4. I'm pretty excited to watch those. I guess I'll take this time to watch the other matches, though, since I think we have just enough time to watch them all. Lucius Eterna versus Karopi. Nardus opening seemed like a good idea, and it kind of like controls the mid lane, but he didn't provide any protection, and it's actually very hard putting Nardus in this square, like, and also putting the Nardus isn't the mistake. The Lucius up front was the mistake. Early, like, since you're wasting, like, it's an empty first hit. Like, you're not really doing anything with the Lucius. Okay, standard 3 mage opening. Mages seem to really, really rock the stage here. New patch, all mages. Turning into that round 2 game. Christina, too. Very interesting. I like it, though. Yeah, Nardus provides a lot of control, but you need to protect the Nardus, which is something that didn't happen. And it's looking like Karopi just like straight claps this guy. I don't know. I don't really know what's really happening here. Because Karopi's just gonna go first and open Valze, and then Christina's dead. I think a lot of this UA is just people getting acclimated to Kaz. Christina's not gonna get to go. Christina doesn't get to move there because Lucius Eterna didn't recognize that Karopi didn't place an attacker. I think a lot of this patch, or this, yeah, just in general, this patch, a lot of this, like, Octos, this UA, is just going to be people getting acclimated to the new squares. People forget. Once we go through another month, people will be more acclimated to Valze having the extra tile. Yeah, that's a straight clap. There's, like, nothing you can do. There's, like, straight up nothing you can do. A lot of this patch is going to be people losing because they're not protecting the units that they need to protect. That's like half the matches today. Of people just like underestimating like what squares they can use. We watch Adam Fang versus Saren. I'll watch Aristina versus Shadowright. Aristina has like the most busted box on the planet. Never before seen. He never attacks in Guild War. Please. Rise from the ashes and carry me. 2-part. Supports. 3 mage line. Saint says Lamau. This guy has like the most busted box on the planet. Please carry me. I have like no units. 3 mage line. This is something that who did this? I can't remember who I attributed this to. Alright, standard right down the mid. Very aggressive. And it's the Mammo early block. Interesting. I guess that's true, like putting, but I think Asmode has like enough tankiness. I don't know. Christina up front. Christina gets to go. Like, I think that's something that a lot of people are forgetting. This patch especially, people really forgetting that units can move. But this Christina's not gonna live. It's gonna be dead. It's gonna be a dead hit. The only real meta right now is mage spam. Yes. There is like a lot of strong mages. Shadowrite was a little bit too like overzealous with the mage line. I think that cost him. I think the Christina is what costed him. Because that was a smart play, but only if your Christina was in the range of Galania. And that was like just not a way to force it. I think someone else as an attacker would have done a lot more, would be a lot less problematic. But Christina there, a little bit problematic. I got 11 viewers, 12 viewers. Welcome to the stream, guys. We're about wrapping up on the ending of this UA. This UA is kind of just like a acclimating UA. Is this match not finished? Oh, it was a buy? It was like a DC? Foxy 15. I believe it. We're so strong, yeah. Come from anybody. I trust you on that one, BTC. Seven minutes. I can't even watch the last match because for some reason the match didn't exist. Maybe he DC'd. It'd be interesting if we got a mage or like a warrior that like strips or like deals additional damage to specifically energy. That's kind of like a targeted counter. I don't know if I like that very much. But generally recently, NeoWiz has been really good about. They'll give them ideas. I was talking like a half a year back about a unit, like a support unit that would just give Death Guard an attack. Like for who they support, and it was gonna be a cross formation. I pitched this to Lan and a couple other people in a private chat, and half a year later we got Galania. No comp meta, no companion meta. Oh, I see. I mean, really, like, there's only so many places you can go. I think companions help the game if you don't design them poorly, which is, I guess, you know, a useless statement, but I think what really killed the game during the Seto drop is that they didn't really introduce a lot of they definitely could have introduced a lot of the companions, or at least some of the companions, that really made Seto meta more bearable. Archon has uses. Is Kropi still in? Yeah, Kropi's in against Erisdina. Tachi, you did not miss Kropi. I'll watch his next, actually. I'll watch his and Kropi's match next, actually. I'll get to both of them eventually, but this is like the whale box match. I like it. Erisdina repping your favorite skin, Tachibana. X Tachi. They give comps so slowly. Yeah, I mean they are following like the 1 month that they've been doing, which is like, I guess, not enough. But the smarter play would have been to do what they've been doing. Like recently. Volzicon, I respect you, Tachi. The chains are really, really good. The effects are bonkers on that skin. But yeah, Hyperizer, I don't know. What they've been doing recently is more intelligent. They're kind of releasing units and giving new Octo, like the Octos still counters within themselves, but also like in previous units, which I think is more intelligent than what they did for Seto. Galania was a good drop, especially with how cheap it is to get her. Doesn't cost like a brain to really do that Gate of Chaos. And it was like actually a fun Gate of Chaos too. Mechanics are interesting. Three minutes left until we start the match. I like the Keroppi tech with Lude and Ventana. Evil Castle gives you nightmares. Yes, Evil Castle still. If you don't have the box for it, it can be a little bit difficult. I like Keroppi teching in counters. I think Keroppi is the only person I've seen thus far that really cares about these normal 5-star counters. I wonder how good the HP runes are on Lude though. I'll be honest, if you don't have if you're not rank boosted Lude, if your Lude is not rank boosted and you don't have like the best runes in the world, Lude actually gets more HP now if you run double flat. Which is something that people don't really know. Intuitively, it like seems like one flat 1% is better. But now that flat HP got buffed, you can easily get like a 2 point something K flat rune with HP percent subs, and that's like a lot of percentage. That's where a lot of the big HP tickets come in. And my loot is like 11k, but I have like the best runes possible on her. Initially, those runes were going to go on to Velfern, but Velfern changed to an attack scaling. Flats are bad? Yes, and no, yeah. I can see why you think flats are bad, because I'll be honest, like, for a lot of the meta units, flats not really, like, that important. But they kind of slowly, like, released more units that are good with flats. Just counting on the last 35 seconds, 45 seconds, until we see the best of 4 match versus Keroppi. Aristina versus Keroppi. I'm actually surprised Keroppi's Asmode isn't maxed. I'll be honest, coming in, I was in the impression that Keroppi had like every unit maxed. Yes, against this specific box, probably. But I think there's a lot of situations where, like, Lude could have done a lot of damage this tournament. I like Aristina's Orfina pick, actually. I don't like it so much in Arena, but I think for UA, and it's pretty spicy. Worried Love Frog. Welcome, Kevin. Kevin. Let's see how Aristina's gonna open. Nice personal account, Kevin. Hey, Kevin. That's why I agree. Aristina opens Valfern. Valfern, Nardist. The line probably going to see a return here. It's kind of flexible. Put some units that you don't necessarily have to commit to the Galane buff in the line. Cropy opens Galania. And Aristina does show the threat mid lane. It's interesting placing Nardis going second. Because now you kind of... When you place Nardis going second, you are committing to a Nardis like protection comp. I mean, I guess you could sack Nardis, but really, why would you want to? If you're gonna go Galania Nardis, then you're kind of banking one for your opponent to really run it down in the lane that you're placing Nardis or the lane below. Let's see how Aristina responds here. My music stopped. There we go. Let's restart it. Yeah, Nardis, very used because he ignores taunts, uses buffs well, deals a lot of damage, and like, he's a good answer to... He strips, which is really important against Galania. Oh, your guild told you that, Kevin? That's unfortunate, Kevin. Yeah, he's not good without buffs. He needs the support, but he can wipe a lane. Doesn't care about the taunts. Arisina's making the right choice here. By investing in the squares that Nardis isn't. Two of the high-profile targets up in the top lane. And Kropi just needs, like, units to tide herself over. Because right now, the biggest threat is the Nardis in the mid. And Arisina hasn't really committed the last two units, sure. But Kropi needs an answer. I think she's waiting to see if there's going to be a block in the back so she can swipe it open. But it's going to be a Gran. I think it's safe if Kropi open with Ventana. It's safe that way. And then you can look for the Valze second. If Aristina happens to open, like keep the back lane open, which I don't think he will do. But it might be like a mistake if he does. She's setting Sul up early, but I think she should wait and just set Ventana here. As mode? Okay, that's fine. Ventana? It's gonna be another mage. That's fine too. Last swingers are gonna be Ventana and Valze probably, depending on what it ends up being. I think Sula is dead, probably. This Gran's gonna hit like a truck. Sula doesn't have a lot of HP. Against the Cecilia, like plus 14 too. It's a big Cecilia. Almost the max for the debuff on Witch's Curse. Or is it the max? But yeah, 25% I think is enough. I think just going into it, Kropi meant like I don't think you would put Sula here unless you like were certain. This is pretty okay. Thinks twice about the Valze. Maybe gonna stuff it mid. Sula. Oh, we're gonna be a back. Yeah, Croppy's in a little bit of trouble here. She needs to deal with like 3 different questions, and she doesn't have enough answers. Aristina really packing in the pain. Angie Grand Valze mid. 2 units. Angelica could be an answer here. But for somebody, it's Galagran, yeah. Croppy is biting on straight granite. You need to allocate 2 units to kill this Gran, or just give up and let Gran's taunt go through, which I think he has I think Croppy is counting the squares. I mean the turns for Gran's taunt. And I think she might have found the answer. But we'll have to see as we go into the round of 4 match between Croppy and Aristina. There's the mage chain with the Galania Gran hits, and there's the kill. As suspected. And it's going to be an empty Asmode in the mid. Nothing kills this Gran. Stage 2 of the Mamo. Revived by the Knight of Death. Entire mid lane clapped. And there is a great Celia. But really, what can you do? She just now popped the mid lane Mamo. 2 kills top lane. But Mamo's shield is about to run out. And there is the kill with Valze. And now so many is to deal with. And nothing to protect her. Yeah, it goes right through the direct damage. 11 Graves on board is just too much. Too many stacks of the thirsting. Yeah, worry, dab, cry. Pour one out for Croppy. CC wins their match. Let's take a look at CC's match real quick as well as we move on to round of 2, the finals between Aristina and CC. Happening in just under 12 minutes. CC versus Adam Fang. Adam Fang made it pretty far. Let's see how CC brings it home. Okay. Adam Fang opens. He's been opening this opening a lot. 2 supports. Refi, Galania. Very flexible opening. It's kind of like the 3-part DD Law opening that we saw half a year ago. Opening with Refi Goliath, but this time is Refi into Galania. There's a mage wall. He's really committing. CC is committing. I like that CC really uses this delayed Galania. I think it's pretty smart. Adam Fang opting for the classic, is standard opening with the Alec mid. Not seeing a lot of Vaulter. Yeah, Vaulter has some uses, but generally he doesn't tank enough. Even if you do an early Vaulter and get a good amount of HP, a lot of the units in this patch, like Levia, can take care of Vaulter up until 225k HP. Velfern with Graves does a lot of damage. Celia denies the Vaulter HP gain and also the Vaulter damage because she silences Vaulter's Titan Strike. Walter can't get any kills early on. He dies to Valze as well. A well-placed Alec. Angelica even. CC opening the box now. It's interesting. CC places... Oh, it's because she knows... That's very intelligent that CC recognizes that these two are gonna die. I've seen this exact defense from CC against the Alec. Recognizes that Helga is gonna die, so places the buff here, and it will go on to Velfern afterward. And that's a lot of units right in the mid lane for Adam Fang. I think that's gonna turn out to be really bad for him, as there's no real taunts to stop what's about to happen when CC's Valze hits. And there's the 2 kills. The trade, though. And here's a Tula into Gran. Taunting him in. There goes Valze. Killing the 2. The important piece, which was the with the Velfern. Especially now with 5 graves on the board, the Velfern could have hit really, really hard. There's the Celia hit. A devastating Celia hit. And more devastating that Celia didn't die. And now what? The Grand hits. And there's 2 kills in the mid lane. And there's not enough. No one to answer this is the Valze in the top lane. And Valze is just going to get dinner over and over again. Valze has no way of getting through this Grand. 95k. Plus, what? Was that 10 graves? 12 graves of thirsting stacks? There's nothing you can do. Fantastic play by CC. Really smart to run the Galania after your first 2 mages. Much more flexible. Alright, man. Hyperizer, have a great night. Thank you for coming on the stream. With Aristina versus CC in the final round. Both of them. Aristina Challenger 3. Grandmaster 1. Aristina's been grinding out here. The swords. I still haven't done my dailies for this game yet. I got pinged like twice. Oh, my stream got pushed into the B9 channel. That's nice. Let's head into the finals between Aristina and CC. Both fantastic players this UA. CC and waifus only. You can definitely shoot for a higher guild with this box. He definitely has the box for a top guild. Is waifus only like highly ranked? I'm not quite sure. Someone answer if you know. This is an interesting arena form as well. I mean, 12 seconds before we can go in. 5 minutes before the match starts. Just 5 seconds left. And we're going to see exactly how it goes. Arisdina's not here, but I'm sure Arisdina will. Waifu's Guild is a 10v10 guild. Interesting. Do they make it far? What's the usual rank? Like rank 100? Arisdina has joined. I just realized Arisdina's scraping by a +10 Asmode. Just off the helpers. 5 books. That's fine, though. Asmo still does his job. Although you really want a higher plus. Although I will say Asmod really didn't show. He'll hit him a lot of things that are in top 10. Interesting. I didn't know people did 10v10. I was gonna say, I didn't know you could 10v10 and be top 10. Interesting. Good insight. I think what's interesting is that CC still opts for the Bane. Bane is not a bad pick. I think CC might be the only person I see this entire tournament running Bane. I think Bane did win one of CC's earlier matchups. Just off the fact that Bane just didn't die. Astro says, how's he big fan? I agree. We're all big fans of you. Big fan, Owzy. Alright, let's run down the units real quick before the match starts. I like CC running both Ludmilla and Ventana. It's interesting to see someone running Eden. And I don't say a bad interesting. I think that's like actually very smart, and Aristina does the same thing. Although, like, you seldom really put down Eden on the board because he's so susceptible to taking a hit and dying instantly. With only 5k HP and only defense stopping you, now that all the units like to penetrate defense, Asmode, Valze, Velfern always did fixed, but now he does like more fixed. And he scales off of HP. Absolutely devastating. And it's rank boosted all the way. 5k. 5k attack. Plus, if you use the whole set, Valze and Asmode, I think you get 20 plus 25% to attack. Pretty strong. Mamo, really good this tournament. Gran has been really good this tournament. I've seen a lot of people use Nardus too, but don't protect him properly. I think if you correctly defend your Nardus, he can do really well. Although he does kill himself on Gran, which I guess is why also Gran is being used. Because Gran is a direct answer. And Gran doesn't die to the Valze early because of her high DR. But you kind of really need to either buff her with DR or give her or have a high Gran to really make use of the DR, because she doesn't get that until later on. A low plus Gran doesn't get herself DR. 15 seconds as we head into the finals. And the tournament starts. CC versus Aristina, the final match. Aristina going first. Aristina's gone first like every single game he's played. And being first this meta has been really, really good, as we've seen thus far. Aristina's thinking. What is Aristina's first opening? Definitely thinking a little bit more that he's in the finals now. He could take it. For Frog, there is the Velfern in the front three. And a lot less dangerous against CC that doesn't have the Alec. And it's a safer spot against the Valze. You have 3 squares in the back to really play with defending the Velfern. If you farm enough Graves rank round 1 or like let your units die, you can really see a big Velfern hit. On the line, I'd be interested to see a Galania drop right after this Nardis. It's interesting that Arisina does this though, because if you Galania right after this, you are only going to hit one of the 2. And usually that means you're going to hit Velfern with the Galania buff. It really makes your units tightly packed. And if you don't deal with the enemy Velfern, then enemy Velfern can have a field day. With the new square extensions at plus 15. Absolutely devastating. CC opting with the line. The 1-2-3 part with Galania on 3 has been working out for CC very, very well. And we're about to see exactly how well in the finals. Aristina's thinking. Aristina is really, really thinking. And there's the 3rd placement. And still no Galania. So many mages and no Galania. There's definitely going to be a Tsula. 4 mages means Tsula. There's no way you're going to miss out on having a team-wide buff like that. Especially if your Tsula is rank boosted. The amount of stats you get, very interesting. Oh, that makes sense actually. Waiting for the Galania just for the Gran, and you're going to start Gran. And she's going to be in a safe location in the back. This strategy has been used quite a bit this tournament as well. Gran by herself, and just an unkillable target. And what's really frustrating is if Gran survives, if you answer Gran with Ventana, but you have no other way of killing Gran, and Gran survives the duration of Immortal Drug Prohibition, she can get revived again. And then she's never going to die. And that's a little bit scary to place the Gran. This is kind of looking like just a Tsula into Valze drop anywhere on the map. And it's going to kill the Velfern. And this might be a crucial mistake for CC. Because it's looking like CC is providing the bread and the butter, and Arisina is just going to toast it. CC's entire board might be just toast. If this Velfern is dropped, and there's a Tsula, and I'm looking for the Valze, there it is. Valze on 8. And so safe, there's nothing that they can do. CC's Gran is going to hit right into Arisina's taunting Gran, and that won't be a kill. And then Valze is going to swing and backline hit these 2. And CC signed the ticket for Velfern to go straight back to hell through the gate he came through. Yeah, it doesn't matter where you put this Valze now. You could even put Valze right behind, in front of this Gran. It would not matter. It would not matter at all, and that's it. CC seemingly knows that there's nothing really that he can do. Thinking the last 2 picks, kind of the nail in the coffin. Leviel's gonna bite right into this and not kill the Velfern. There's not enough side hit damage to get through 700 attack worth of shield. Especially because Velfern has 6k with the 2 set. And there's going to be a Bane. Kind of too little too late. Because these two are going to die. And it doesn't really matter if Valse dies here because she's already done her job. Oh, and it gets the kill on the Helga. Yeah, that's true. But we're going to see if that's enough to keep the Velfern alive, and it isn't. And there's 2 kills. Yeah, sure. The loot is a good pick here, but the Velfern is going to eat. And there's nothing coming back from CC's side. It was a good attempt, but there's no damage, and Arisdina's Velfern is going to prime again. That was a kill on the Grand, though. So interesting, but the Mamo, big damage, killing so many. And it's looking like Velfern claps it. And that's it, yeah. That's it. Aristina takes it home with the Velfern. The crucial Velfern living and getting a round 4 second clap. So important. And that plus 15 mana with the additional squares too. Really is what settled the score. But that's it. Your Underground Arena Season 19 champion is Arisdina. He is now invigorated and will carry me in Guild War. Congratulations, Arisdina. See you next month, Lan. And have a good night, everybody. Thank you all for coming out.